Hello! I wanted to make a video today to say thank you so much to everyone who's helped me get to 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. That's been a big goal of mine because it's one of the requirements for being able to monetize or earn money from your YouTube videos. And as a independent freelance creative musician type, that is something that I would really like to do eventually. So I really appreciate everyone who has subscribed. I appreciate the folks who always comment on my videos and interact. I really appreciate people choosing to support me in that way, and I want you to know I'm really grateful. Also, thank you to my mom who emailed like everyone we know and asked them to subscribe, and it did something to the algorithm and helped some other strangers find my channel. So mom's the MVP. I wanted to, as just a fun way to celebrate this milestone, share a few fun facts about myself, because it's not I don't have 1,000 friends, so there have to be people out there who don't know me personally, which is fun. So to let you get to know me personally a little better, I'm gonna share 5 fun facts about myself. The first fun fact, I have my notes right here because otherwise I'll forget interesting things about myself. So the first fun fact is that I was homeschooled for most of my childhood. 8th grade was my first year of public school, and we switched to public school so that my brother and I could do more extracurriculars. For me, it was choir and drama. For him, it was sports. And I loved being homeschooled. We used a curriculum called Calvert School from Maryland, and actually President Obama also used Calvert School curriculum when he was homeschooled at some point. So you can see the obvious connection of brilliance. That's a joke. Okay. My second fun fact is that I do have a music degree, but it is not in jazz. I didn't start studying jazz until a while after I graduated college. So my degree is in commercial music from Belmont University. And I was in a jazz vocal ensemble there, but I definitely approached that as like a choir. You know, I was reading notes off the page. It wasn't so much about understanding song forms or like great harmonic analysis. I don't know. There's so much that I've learned just from independently studying jazz that I just realized how little I knew in college. But I definitely think that the commercial music degree gave me the tools, the theory and ear training, and experience interacting with a band, getting organized for shows, all of that stuff. I definitely learned a lot of useful things. But I did not start studying jazz until a while after I graduated. So, fun fact. Another fun fact, this is number 3, is that I actually took a year off of college to do a volunteer program in Houston, Texas. The program was called Mission Year, and it's technically 11 months because they have to have a month to like change over and do all the things. So it was a almost year-long volunteer program that was focused on communal living. It's a faith-based program, so it's yeah, that's a whole other conversation. But it was an amazing experience. I got to live in Houston for a year. I had 7 housemates, and they do Mission Year in cities across the country, and then each city has several houses, and each house has a certain number of members. So my house was the largest in Houston that year, and we're the only house that retained all of its members throughout the year, which I only say because the bond that we formed was so special, and I know there are people who definitely felt, people in our house who could have left and they chose to stay and finish out the program out of love and commitment to the rest of us. And so I have a great deal of love for all of my housemates from Mission Year, and it was an incredible experience. We worked, basically volunteered full-time during the week and then served at a church on the weekends. And there was some neighborhood focus on Saturdays. We would just try to get to know our neighbors better and live out Christian faith by serving our neighbors well. That was a major focus. So loved mission year, and it was pretty crazy to do that in the middle of pursuing a performance degree in a relatively affluent city. So I finished mission year, which was, there were 8 of us sharing a house. I shared a bunk bed, had 2 other roommates. There was 1 bathroom for the 8 of us. And then I come back to my expensive private school to study music. And it was just a really unique perspective to take into my final year of college. Okay, so mission year. Then my 4th fun fact would be that I'm married, which probably a lot of you know. Anyone who has watched my left hand as I play may have noticed my beautiful engagement ring. So I met my husband right after I came back to Nashville from doing mission year. My roommate at the time had a get-together to introduce me to all of her new friends she had made while I was out of town, and my husband was there, and I made everyone go around the room and say 3 fun facts about themselves, and one of his fun facts was that he was from Houston. So we ended up talking about that, and we were friends for a couple weeks. I was about to say a while, but it was a couple weeks before we were romantically interested in each other. And the turning point for me was that he plays bass, and he had played bass for me for an audition, and I did not get called back, and I was really sad about that. And I was out with my friend, we were at a bar trying to talk to cute boys, and I got a call from my now husband, and we weren't super close, so I was like, why is he calling me? And it turned out he was calling to ask how I was feeling about the audition and about not getting called back, and he was calling to say that I should be really proud of how well I did, and that I was a great musician and all of these things. And I was like, this boy is calling to ask about my feelings? I wonder if he's single. So that was the thing that sort of piqued my interest. And so we've been together for 6 years now, and he is very emotionally intelligent and caring and sensitive, and those are some of my favorite qualities about him. And we have been married for almost 3.5 years. And my last fun fact, is that aside from music, one of my big interests or passions is health and fitness. And this is relatively new to my life, but I always was kind of athletic growing up. I always played soccer. It wasn't my main focus, but it was definitely a big part of my life. But I wasn't like super disciplined about it. So a couple years ago, I was singing backgrounds for this artist that I really look up to, and I got to sing at a really cool show with her, and then I got home and was just really sad and crying for no reason. And I'm an emotional person, but I just had this feeling of like, I don't want to be sad for no reason. Like, I need to do everything I can to give myself some emotional stability. And so I thought, maybe if I change the way I eat, maybe if I just want to give my body the best like chemical starting point for supporting emotional health, because those two things are related to some extent. So the next day decided to start Whole30, which is basically a 30-day eating plan. It is not a diet. You're not allowed to weigh yourself or count calories, but it is cutting out, it's basically like an elimination diet. that's meant to help you figure out food sensitivities and just build a healthier relationship with food. So that was the starting point for me, doing Whole30. I felt amazing afterward, and it just gave me a sense of like confidence and strength that I then applied to physical exercise. So I started working out. I started using the Sweat app by Kayla Itsines, or hopefully I'm saying that right. But so these new disciplines of eating healthier and strength training. So it was never like focused on losing weight, which I think is kind of a really emotionally messy thing for a lot of people. It was about building strength and building confidence and building a sense of power, or I don't know. It just, cultivating these disciplines has really given me a lot of confidence, and the application toward music is very clear to me. The fact that I can be disciplined and dedicated to goals in my eating habits and in exercise gives me a sense of confidence that I can accomplish goals in music. So that's been a really big part of my life, and something that I do just for like the benefits in my emotional health. I've definitely seen like I feel better, I feel stronger, but it's really about supporting emotional health for me and supporting my music. So anyway, 12 minutes about me. Thank you for watching if you've watched to the end. And again, thank you so much for subscribing and watching and liking and commenting, and have a great day.